Hi YouTube, so nice to see you guys. I know it's been forever and I apologize. I needed to take a little break because a lot of people, to be quite honest, I couldn't take the judgment of, what I needed to do and other people's views of what I should be doing. So this will be my first update video in 2014. I'm hoping to make a lot of new changes to my YouTube page and hopefully go in a new direction. So I hope that you guys will be on this adventure. This video, I want to kind of explain what's been going on for about the last 9 months, and just kind of lay it on you guys and see how you feel about it. So let's start from this summer, start of the year. As you know, Michael, the last video that I really uploaded, Michael had started an affair with someone and left the family. And then in a month after that happened, I had broken my ankle and had to send the girls up to their brother's house for them to stay because Michael refused to take them. And so I had to place them there so that they would be taken care of so that I could heal from a really bad surgery. And then, when they came home and after the divorce and everything, I started getting really heavy into drinking and kind of partying because honestly I was so sad and I was trying to cope with, I think I've mentioned this in previous videos that, I'm on disability, I have a lot of problems, and I couldn't handle them. I'm a recovering addict, and so of course the first thing that I turn to when I'm stressed is a substance, and so I wanted to still, and I turned to alcohol, and it got to the point where I just could not be a good mom. I was so heavy into drinking and I was mentally not okay. I was so depressed and I needed to get myself straight, to be honest. And so, and I knew that, and I had, I tried to explain that the best that I could, and so one of my really close friends had suggested, go to Seattle. You have an opportunity to go to Seattle, go, do it. Go and get yourself straight. Maybe you need just a little time out of your normal environment. I'm 25. I have been married since I was 17 years old. I have had children since I was 17, it's just been bam, 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 bam. And I needed, for me as a 24-year-old who has been married since she was 17 and always had children, I needed to go away by myself and kind of restart on everything and take a little minute to restart how I'm going to handle being a newly single mom, second time divorced, plus dealing with a lot of pain from surgery and that medications weren't working. The normal medications that I normally take for my bipolar and PTSD and anxiety, it had stopped working, and I had tried numerous medications, this year to try to combat that, and they weren't working. Everything was throwing me into mania. I believe just because my brain chemistry had changed. So, when I found that out, I had turned to looking into medical marijuana for relief from symptoms of pain in my ankle, because my ankle, even though they fixed it, it's already pretty much immediately has arthritis in it because I have hardware in my ankle. I have a plate. You can kind of see it up. I have a long plate right here, and then I have a pin, and then I have 6 screws, and I have another piece that connects tendons right here. It was a bad break. Anyway, so when all of this was happening, on top of me not doing okay with just my life and not being able to control my drinking and not being able to cope as a mother, and mentally I was not okay, Michael and I had talked about, the girls went to live with Michael because I was not okay to take care of them. I needed them to be in a safe environment. I feel like, for me, I feel that I did what any loving mother would do, and that's say, I can't be a good mom right now would you please take them and raise them and be good to them while I get myself better? It would just be as a cancer patient would say, hey, I'm too sick, I need help with my kids. And so that's where it came down to, was that I needed help. And so what had finally come down is that Michael had stopped letting me see the girls, and finally we had gone to mediation. We came up with a great 50-50 parenting plan and everything like that. And about a few days after we had really solidified mediation of 50-50 custody, exactly 50-50, he called me one day and said, I've changed my mind, and either you will be signing your full legal custody and physical custody over to me, or I'm going to tell the cops that you smoke weed. And so, because I had told him, I had been honest, I smoke pot, that's all I do. I and it's not around the girls, and I'm not just some stoner who just doesn't give a fuck, I use it medicinally. I use it in creams. I use it in oil. I use it in, edibles that help with pain. I have fibromyalgia as well, so cannabis works amazing on me. Absolutely amazing. So anyways, I had gone to Seattle to really stretch out my feelers in Washington to see about moving. Currently, I was under a 12-month lease that would have been up in April of this year, and so I really couldn't move. When I went to Seattle, I stayed with a friend and stayed with Heather. Some of you had probably seen the videos of being in Seattle, and that really was at the time that I was having the most struggle with everything, because I couldn't figure out how to get life to work. I couldn't figure out how I was going to use this amazing medicine that helped me, plus see my girls, and Michael was just down my throat for everything. And so when I went to Seattle, I met somebody over there, and I had been about 9 months single, and, I didn't want a relationship, but it kind of found me over there. I met this guy, and his name is Paige, and, we met, and just instantly it was like, I want to be there, and I want to help you, and I love your life, and you, are the love of my life, is, where he's at with everything. And so when we were in Seattle, I left and I came back to Coeur d'Alene, and about a week later we were talking on the phone, and he's just like, I want to come up there, and I want to help you get your girls, and I want to be, I want to be their stepdad, and I want to help. And so he came up to Idaho and started just staying with me. And so then things started getting really bad with Michael. I had found out that his girlfriend had harassed me at the bar while pregnant, and I had written about it. I had written that, and I had written also about he had gotten a DUI earlier this year. And I didn't find it fair that they would be doing things that are illegal or not good, but yet put me on blast and make so many people believe that I'm some horrible mom who hates her kids. I love my kids. As you've seen on these videos, I adore my children. They are my life, and they always have been, and they always will be. My boys were taken for pot. They were taken for, 1, possession charge of paraphernalia, for weed. That's it, for weed. My kids were taken for weed in Idaho, because in Idaho, it's we don't have marijuana laws. If you get caught with kids and marijuana, you're going to jail, and your kids are going to get placed. That's what it is in Idaho. Anyways, so I met Paige. He came up here, and he really started just encouraging me and started feeding that fire back into this. I'm an Aries. I'm very fiery. I'm very, I'm stubborn. I'm hard-headed. And I love those things about me. And I had lost that for so long, being married for the past, 6 years and dealing with people who weren't the best for me. There was, in my first marriage, hardcore drug abuse, not weed, drug abuse. Weed is not a drug. When I talk about drugs, I want you to understand that I'm not talking about cannabis. There had been drug abuse, and then infidelity and abuse and you name it, it was there. Not a good marriage. My second marriage, as perfect as it seems on camera, there was a lot that was not shown off camera. There was, 3-4 day long fights. There was, physical. There was sexual. There was a ton of bad in our marriage, that I didn't post on YouTube because, I didn't feel that it was very relevant. I still loved my life, even though there was a lot of problems in it. So, Paige started really breathing life into me and giving me that courage that, I had lost for so long, because I just felt like, both of my exes had just kind of sucked it from me and told me how horrible of a being that I was. And Paige kind of, began to speak life and say, you're not a bad person. We all, a lot of people go through mental breakdowns, and they go through periods of times where they can't raise their children, and you're not a bad mom for what you did. But you need to get going on visiting these kids, because it's now been 9 months and I've seen them twice, because Michael had said, in our divorce it is written that I will take drug tests, and they have to be clean of anything not prescribed by a doctor. And so cannabis in Idaho would fall under that law. And, I understood it, so I just kind of stayed away. I understood that, Michael wasn't going to bend on that, and I was okay with that. But at the same time, I thought it was very unfair that I shouldn't get to see the girls at all, or get to have any communication, or, be blasted on the internet that I'm a terrible mom, or stuff like that. What really was kind of the end point was a lot of drama that he had, and I'm not slandering, I'm actually posting the truth that this is on his page. He had posted a mugshot of me, because I had said that it's messed up that, your girlfriend was harassing me at a bar while she was pregnant. That's messed up. I'm sorry, that's what I believe. I don't believe that you should drink while you're pregnant. I don't hate anybody who does. I just think it's messed up that I wasn't allowed to see my kids, but that she was out at a bar, the person who's taking care of my children, and would be drinking at any point in pregnancy. Personal opinion, not bashing on anyone. I had posted about that privately on my page, and they had their spies, which Michael has admitted that he has spies on all my social media, that had told them about that. And so he retaliated by posting my mugshot that was 5 years old for charges. It was in the paper because it was a big deal in Idaho. I got caught with kids for pot, and so he posted it and had written about how horrible I am, and had turned so many people against me. That's the saddest thing about this, is that I had friends that had been friends with me for, damn near 10 years, posting how horrible of a mom that I was. Never once did those people write me and say, hey, are you okay? Are you mentally okay? How are you dealing with all this? Not one of them supported me. And I find that so shameful that people, people need to support people, and people need to realize when people are not doing okay, and they need to be there and support them. Any loving friend would be. I literally have 2 girlfriends, two left that have, that actually, no, I'm going to say I have 3, because there's another person kind of added to that list, but I have very, very few friends. Anyway, so Paige has, he's been there for all this, and he's amazing, and he's so just amazing. Anyways, so it really got bad, and I made the decision that I would break my lease. And so that was a lot of money, because I'd finally had enough to move. I decided that I would break my lease, and that we would move to Spokane, where then I could become a medical cannabis patient. I had looked into the laws. I had talked to lawyers to see if, yes, indeed, it will fall under protection of getting to see my kids, and yes, it will. So because I'm a resident of Washington, then it's still a legal prescription that anywhere has to kind of honor that, I'm a resident, I'm doing what my state says is legal, even though my kids are in Idaho. So I moved to Washington, and kind of funny, but I moved on, you can see it right here, 1/12/09. This is my arrest date of when my boys were taken for weed. And we moved into our new place on that date, which is really neat. So then about, let's see here, this is kind of cool. This is just awesome, you know, and I need her to know how awesome this was. You know, when I moved in, I literally spent every dime. I sold my phone. I sold every belonging that was worth anything. I sold it to get here, to get to Washington. That is how bad I wanted to be a medical patient and to see my girls. I don't have a phone. I returned to a flip phone. I don't have computers. I don't have TVs. I don't have, you know, I got rid of so much stuff when I moved just to get here, just to pay that deposit, you know. So, I was really broke, you know, and I had posted about it online, how I was bummed out because it would probably take me another 2 months to get the money to go get my medical card, you know. They're not, you just pay for them out of pocket, you know. And when I'm, you know, somebody who is just, I mean, she's got a heart of gold. She said, I'm bringing you the money, and that's that. And I said, you know, normally I would say no, but I really need this, and I need to see my girls. And so she is the reason why I got my green card. I went in, got my green card, no problem. All they, you know, I didn't even have medical records because they couldn't send them fast enough. So just even with the small amount of medical stuff that I have here, they were able to prescribe me my medical card. And actually, I will show you guys. So Paige is now my caregiver. The laws in Washington are as stated. So this right here is my medical card. It is actually written on, you know, RX paper. It is there's your little RX stamp right there. It is an actual prescription. And it says, you know, my name right here. And it says the signing doctor down here, and right down here is the laws on this, and it says, let's see here, it says, as this patient's 60-day supplies, as stipulated, according to Washington State Senate Bill 5073, effective July 22nd, 2011, the presumptive 60-day supply is 24 ounces of dried cured cannabis and up to 15 plants to maintain this 60-day supply. This presumption may be overcome by a doctor's statement showing a necessity for more. The other thing about it is that under this medical law, you know, this is a medical prescription, I can never have my parental rights or visitation revoked just because I am a medical patient. You know, I have it posted in my house at the front door. Cops are not allowed to come and talk to me about it. It falls under HIPAA violation. So you know, I will go drug test for Michael when I pick up my girls. I will actually be seeing them this Friday. They will come and they get to stay over with me and Paige all weekend. And I will go and drug test, but he is not allowed to test me for THC because it would fall under HIPAA violations. And I'm just really excited, you know. And the other really cool thing about this, about a year ago, my oldest son, Elliot, he's almost 7, he started having seizures. And they're not grand mals, they're called absent seizures, so it's a blank out. And his mom started, you know, trying to find the causes, and they told her a couple things at first, and finally they figured out that he is epileptic. And Elliot lives in a medical state and is actually in the process of getting his medical card as well, so that he could be treated with cannabis oil to try to alleviate seizures. And as we all know, with the big hoopla in everywhere, you know, in Washington and Colorado, families are moving and they're begging that their kids be treated with cannabis oil because it just does. It helps everything in your life. So anyways, I just, you know, I kind of wanted to make this video so that people could see that, you know, a lot of people have left my side and they've left supporting me, and they've said that I mean, I would be ashamed. I would be devastated if I was one of those people that had fallen into, the bullying that Michael has insinuated in all of this, you know, when in all reality, you know, people expected that all of a sudden I would jump on it and come to Washington right away and just get my prescription. Yeah, you know, I'm a disabled individual. It's going to take time, you know, and plus I'm on a lease. You know, I got in trouble when I left. I got in trouble for breaking my lease, you know, and I was willing to take that because it meant seeing my girls. You know, I was willing to give up my fancy dancy iPhone. You know, I don't need it. I don't need social media. You know, the only computer I have in my home is 15 years old and, you know, doesn't do anything. I use it for typing. The way that this, that I want my YouTube channel to go is I really want to become an advocate for moms for marijuana. I really want people to understand the benefit of this, and I really want people to see that I still have a normal life even though I use cannabis. That nothing has changed. I'm not some horrible monster who's, you know, hating my kids. You know, I'm so excited because this weekend I get to take videos and you get to see the girls. They're huge. They are absolutely huge and beautiful. You know, I have their room set up, and Paige and I, you know, for future, what I really would like for future is you know, I pray every day that Michael and I can just have 50-50 custody, that everything is 50-50, because regardless of if we are not together, we are still their parents. That is the only two people who will ever be just Scarlett and Willow's parents. And so I feel like we should still make all the decisions for the children. You know, so in a few, hopefully very soon, we will be going back to court. Luckily there's, you know, Washington is a mom state, so it won't be hard, especially because, you know, there's a lot of, there's a lot of abuse still going on with this. And there's a lot of things that are, you know, that are not okay with the situation that's set up now. That there needs to be some protection, for me, for my family, because it's still going in the direction of abuse. You know, but for the most part, my life is beautiful. I live in a beautiful home now with my best friend who, you know, we're going to do a video, and there will soon be a video of, I think I'm going to do like a boyfriend answer and something. So I'm really excited for you guys to meet Paige. I'm really excited to get some new videos put up of the girls, which they will be here February the 7th at 6 p.m. and I plan to take tons of pictures and videos. My parents, the only reason that I'm getting to make this, they let me borrow their camera. Again, I've gotten rid of all of my technology, and it's actually awesome. We've gone back to basics. We do crafts now, which is totally rad. I hope that people will start to open their mind to mothers who use cannabis. We're no different. You know, I can still do everything that any other person can do. The only difference is that I have cannabis in my system. Big deal. You know, I do nothing different than mother my kids and take my prescription. It's no different than, it's actually, to be honest, what I'm doing to my body is better than 99% of the women out there who take a birth control pill, because what I take is safe. There's no risk of anything ever happening. There's no damage to my body. I'm taking something that's rebuilding brain cells. I'm happier. I can handle situations better. I don't have my anxiety. I don't have pain, which helps incredibly. When somebody's in pain or can't sleep, their brain goes wonky, and I couldn't, you know, and I didn't start actually using, you know, and looking into medical marijuana until late in the summer, probably around August. Or no, well, I started looking into the medical side of it in August. I started actually kind of using it back in about June. And that's, you know, I wanted to try it, and I wanted to see if it would work for me. And it really did. Even now, my parents, my mom, who they've been, you know, Christian and, you know, conservative, and, you know, Ellie's adopted parents are conservative, and, you know, but people are going, oh my God, you know, this is amazing that finally I'm able to cope with my life, and that they've seen me hit rock bottom and mental breakdown, and I mean suicidal and suicide attempts, and just fall apart. And now they've watched cannabis just completely change my life, and it's awesome. And I can't wait to share it with you guys. And I hope that I can, you know, do lots of informational videos about how cannabis helps the brain. And, you know, I've really started researching into it. And so this is the direction that I'm hoping my YouTube video can go in. I hope that you guys will be understanding. I am going to block all the comments because I don't want to hear your cruelness. You can choose to watch my videos or you can go away, but you don't need to leave cruel comments. And so once, I do have a blog, and it's called, it's on WordPress, and it's called Medicated Mama Diaries. You can go and look for me. You know, maybe in a few months we'll try to do comments and stuff, but for now, you know, I think that this is the best way just to keep everything kosher and kind. You know, we don't need to be, let's spread love, let's stop spreading hate kind of thing. So anyways, I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll start subscribing to my channel. You know, gonna have the boyfriend video up soon. You guys will get to meet Paige, and then hopefully probably like Monday after the visit, I will have a video of the girls for you guys to watch. So I'm really excited. I hope that, yeah, I hope we can start a beautiful new friendship on this site and have some fun. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.